It's AllBall TV. You already know the motto. They scared, but I'm not. Oh, really? You heard the motto. AllBall TV. They scared, but I'm not. Fabian perspective, expected, so accepted. Hey, baby cakes. Do you like Fabian perspective, expected, so accepted? Or live and direct? Fabian perspective.
I like you.
Oh, let's turn the cameras off. She likes neither one of those. Knicks Rehab.
No, I like
You like which one? Real quick, we're on the air. Live and direct? Uh-oh. Where's Flea at? He's been outnumbered over here. Twitter, yo, my Twitter people, man. Thank y'all. You guys jump in here. There's a bunch of you guys. YouTube in the building. In the building. But you see the thumbnail, man. The secret weapon himself, Deuce, McBride. He went crazy last night versus the Golden State Warriors. Of course, Josh Hart, another triple A. And we're going back and forth about who's the most important player, most valuable player on the team. Jalen Brunson is just, I'm starting to like walk back whatever I ever thought. How the hell is anybody more valuable than Jalen Brunson? Especially when he plays every day. He shows up every day to work. Some of us don't do that. Jalen does. I shouldn't do that again. I need to brush my tongue. That was crazy. That's neither here nor there. Jalen Brunson, Golden State Warriors, got trounced yesterday. I felt like they could never gain momentum. And we were just going in. Now, I want to get into this real quick. Jalen Brunson, not just his performance, but just the way, the Knicks, how they played. They were relentless yesterday. Even when it felt like normally they were going to give the lead up, Brunson was there. His presence with OG going back to New York. They said the MRI cleared everything. There's no real true damage on his elbow, thank God. But Brunson rallied the troops, and they played behind them. Deuce McBride, who Flea and myself discussed a couple weeks ago. Yo, why haven't we seen more Brunson and McBride lineups? But speaking of Brunson, what did Draymond Green have to say about this guy? The loudmouth himself. What did he have to speak on? What did he say? What did he say?
It's tough defending Jalen Brunson. If I'm honest, I actually prefer to defend him more in ISO than a pick and roll. He's so crafty, man. You start adding a screen, a pick and roll with Jalen Brunson, and he's coming downhill, and he's got all the pivots and side steps and drawing fouls, and he uses his body great. He finishes well. Jalen Brunson is a three-level scorer. He can finish at the rim. He can finish in the mid-range. He got a floater. He got a three. He got a pull-up. Like, he scored at all levels. And so, me personally, I'd rather guard him one-on-one than guarding him in a pick and roll. Guarding him in a pick and roll is tough, almost impossible. And, like, you're blitzing. But the thing is with most guys, when you blitz them, they get sped up. They get off the ball. He never gets sped up. He plays at his own pace. So, like, even if you blitz, like, he's not really trying to go somewhere. He's just going to wait till the floor opens up, and then he's going to make his move. And interestingly enough, it works every night. And he is playing at an all-NBA level. It's good to see him getting his due that he's getting. I think, I played Jalen Brunson. We did in the playoffs a couple years ago with Dallas. That is a totally different player. And by the way, he was really good then, so I'm not going to act like he was a bum then and just like who he is now. He was really good then. So much so that in that playoff series, he was actually my matchup. He was their starting guard, but I matched up with him that playoff series because he was that good. So he's been good. Not sure any of us thought he'd be this. It's been fun to watch. JB is one of those guys that you cheer for because he's humble. He's second round pick as National Player of the Year. I know what that feel like. But he's humble. It's been beautiful, to watch his dad get a chance to coach him in the NBA, challenging him in the NBA. Like, I've seen a couple of clips where he started complaining. His dad, like, shut up, man, go play. Like, man, that's so dope. So happy for Rick Brunson and Jalen, man. What they doing over there with the Knicks in the Big Apple, absolutely incredible to watch.
So we heard what Draymond had to say. And I like Draymond. He even came out crying about LeBron James doing a podcast with JJ Redick before his podcast. Hilarious. That's pretty honest with being the clutch, the godson of clutch. But there's a lot there that he said that where he relates to Jalen Brunson. He's saying, second round draft pick. And nobody expected him to be this good. I think the same thing for Draymond, right? Where regardless of how you feel about him, I was calling him a bum all night because he can't really, what can he really do? He's overextended. I think Draymond's an overachiever in many ways. And, Big Flea in the building. I think Draymond's an overachiever in many ways. And I don't know if you got to hear what Draymond was saying, Flea, but just the way he was able to relate to him in so many ways. Like he said, Jalen Brunson's father was, Rick Brunson was yelling at him on the sideline, like, shut up, keep playing. All those little factors that, like, it seems like that's how Draymond comes off. I think Draymond would be great on this show. And we would just, love him on him and just make fun of him, make fun of this era, make fun of whatever he has to say. And I think he could pull punches. He won't pull punches since he's that kind of guy. And just the way he was able to, he had nothing bad to say about the Knicks. They never talked about OJ Anunoby, but he would say he was dead tired. Like he just came off. He said he was tired. He was in pain from the game. You know how the Warriors are losing on the road or losing at home, but they're winning on the road. So for them, this and on top of that,
I didn't know that Brunson was his matchup back when he was in Dallas. I didn't put that together that was his individual matchup back in that Western Conference Finals. That was I watched the whole 35 minutes of what Draymond had to say. I thought it was pretty good, actually. And I only watched because it was right after the Knicks game to see what he had to say about matching up against us. So, and
I love the fact that Fish is in the building, going to start a new page called Sick of the Knicks.
Yo, gotta love Fish. Big shout out to Fish, man.
Shout out to Fish. And that's what I felt like. Going back to what you said yesterday, this is something that I cannot do. Even you play ball, but we didn't play at the NBA. To see someone like we were thinking the most raw players could say these things post game press conference back in the day. Shaq was very fun, but he wasn't this raw. And then to have Draymond there, and you're like, oh, I want to hear what he got to say about my team. And what does he think? Yeah. We can't. I would imagine that's how I would be. At least the spirit of it. I don't know if I would be as smart as Draymond about basketball or anything like that, but the spirit of it, I would have hoped I'm the guy that comes post-game press conference or post-game podcast. And I'm in here talking about your team. We've never in the history of the NBA, we can officially say, seen this before. Mm-hmm. So I think as much flack as he get, and we gave him a lot of it. I gave him a lot of it.
So did I.
And until you said that right now, I'm like, yo, nah, that is dope. Because I did go right to his podcast, right to the Knicks. What you got to say about us?
Immediately.
Immediately. You know he's going to be honest. Yeah.
Right. I'm so impressed, man, by the love and adulation that Jalen Brunson gets around the NBA. Like I love that, right? Like competitive stuff is great. But to finally be putting people on notice. Like I like when that aha moment happens for cats in the league, right? When that light bulb goes off, you like, damn, son, nice. Like, dude, nice. Like, wow. You know what I'm saying? Like, I enjoy watching, all of that stuff happen in real time. Like, Draymond is just gushing over the dude. Like, every time you see somebody talking about Jalen Brunson, opposing player, coach, we just watched Mike Brown, De'Aaron Fox, Malik Monk. Now we watching Draymond. So like, it's super, super refreshing to hear somebody talk about, obviously a Knicks player, we Knicks fans, but to give him his just due, right? He's worked his ass off. He's playing at an extremely high level. Definitely going to be an All-NBA player this year, I would imagine. Maybe third team, but he's going to be a top 15 player, on that list. Like Brunson makes everything go for us. Everything go.
Why do you say that? Sky, real quick. We on Woj. We on to you, man. He's supposed to be the mouthpiece of the Knicks, I'm guessing.
Before you play that.
Sure.
Knicks fans, we allowed Kendrick Perkins into the Garden free of charge the entire season. I don't know if I'm comfortable. I don't know if I like that. Yet. We've been letting him in. We've been giving him tickets. We've adopted him. I don't know if I like that. Because he'll turn on us. I'm telling you right now, he'll turn on us. Play the clip, man.
First of all, Kendrick Perkins, your invitation is temporary. Do not get it twisted.
Don't get comfortable.
That's
We'll
like
take you right up out of there like we did Oak. Get your ass up there, right up out of there like we did Oak. Stop playing with me.
You got an Airbnb ticket to the bandwagon. This is a rental, Papa. We got
it's definitely a rental. He called you Papa? Yeah, it's definitely a rental.
Don't let us call Jimmy. Jimmy
D. We call Jimmy D. Them niggas had you out of there. Carry you out.
Kendrick Perkins. But he didn't say, of course, he's still on the bandwagon. And it's really my gripe is not with him. It's that little geek of a reporter that they got. I don't care about it anymore. Enough is enough.
Share the sound, Fabian. I know I can't hear it.
You said you can't hear it?
Nah.
Is it muted?
That's why I said share the sound.
Can anybody else hear it? Let me see if I can stop the screen and put it back on. Well, the sound is on. Hold on.
Certainly, maybe
That's good.
Yeah.
the last decade in the NBA. What he has done for this Knicks organization, yes, getting into playoffs last year, advancing, but he has pulled this entire organization that had been rudderless for years together. And everything falls into place around him. He is as good of a leader. He is as good of a locker room character guy as there is in the NBA. And he has taken his game to places that I don't even think the Knicks expected that he would. And they had his assistant, Rick Brunson on the coaching staff, his dad, Leon Rose, their president, used to be his agent. They knew this player obviously very well. Right. but what he has done is remarkable. The question's going to be for this Knicks team, can they get healthy?
I mean, that's the question. That's a fair
No,
question.
no. I don't care about this question, Flea. Enough is enough with these shenanigans. Woj, Becky Hammond was just up there. Becky Hammond, hey girl. She was just up there 2 weeks ago, and Woj is sitting there. Well, you know, Becky, it's not like the Knicks organization disagree with you because no, Flea, I might have to go back on what I said. MVP, Mr. Brunson. He went out there and destroyed the Warriors. We'll get to McBride in a second. Woj, shut up. What are you talking about? Now all of a sudden it's all this? Where was this 2 weeks ago when you had somebody sitting next to you? What is going on? Yo, the powers that be. That's why we have to respect Kendrick Perkins right now. He has an extension on the Airbnb invitation to the Knicks bandwagon.
Nights. He got a couple free nights, actually.
He got a couple free nights at the Knicks bandwagon Airbnb at the Garden.
We ain't even gonna tax you, gang. You good?
No cleaning fees.
Nah, none of that.
Yeah,
None of that.
It was.
What'd he say? What'd he say? Carry on. Carry on.
Carry on. Now, what made it even more poetic last night was that Bob Myers was calling that game. I love that. Because what are you going to say now?
That's not a foul? Bob, that's not a foul? Oh, all right. Appreciate you, gang. Because you know he can't stay in front of me. He was killing Draymond. Anything that they put in front of him. They started with Wiggins on him. Kill him. They had BP. They had Bepo. Podemski. Kill him. Clay, don't even step out here. Get out of here. You're not the same Clay no more. You can't even, don't even try. Draymond, kill you. Steph, man, you're not an on-ball defender. Don't step out here. Gary Payton Jr., get your ass kicked. Gary Payton II, get your ass kicked. Everything they threw at him last night. Bob, is that
keep talking what you have in the background. Keep going, Flea.
Bob, is that a foul? Yeah, we appreciate that. For real. Like everything. Didn't matter who it was, killed him. And then we have my guy sit in the chair, strap up Steph Curry, first half, strap, 51 possessions. 51 possessions, he held Steph Curry to 2 of 7 shooting. In 51 possessions with him guarding Steph Curry. For all the numbers people out there that love the numbers, here's a couple of numbers for y'all to help y'all digest the fact that Deuce McBride is a hell of a defender. Sit in the chair. And then let me go get 30. 17 in the first half. Let me go do that too.
19 in the first half.
19 in the first half. Excuse me.
2 over his career high, 21 points. He ended up with 27. Steph didn't get his first shot to the second quarter.
It's a fact. His first attempt. Not
points. I thought that was
his attempt. They said that he didn't put up a shot till the second quarter. We could fact check that because that sounds a little crazy. But I watched the whole game. If I'm remembering right, he didn't put up a field goal attempt till about late first quarter, definitely the second quarter. But I want to get into something real fast. I wasn't going to do this, but I'm going to do it now. Oh, well. I jumped out there and said Deuce McBride reminded me a lot of Ben Gordon. I got a lot of pushback from that, which is fine. Everybody has a different set of eyes. So if the eye test didn't jump out Ben Gordon for somebody else, but it did for me, that's just me. Oh, well. Right? But close friend of mine, love him to death. I'm not going to name drop him because I know how much of a private person he is. Said, Flea, Deuce McBride reminds me of Langston Galloway. And I immediately got pissed off, right? Because I know this brother. This brother is a highly intelligent basketball mind, but is a sneaky snide motherfucker, right? So I knew his angle when he said Langston Galloway. Well, after the first 3 years of Deuce McBride, and we look at the first 3 years of Langston Galloway's career, The numbers are comparable. They are. The numbers are comparable. But after last night's performance, don't you ever disrespect Deuce McBride by ever comparing him to Langston Galloway. Langston Galloway? People in the comments probably don't even remember who Langston Galloway is. The disrespect that y'all want to do to my son, Deuce McBride. Be respectful. Deuce is like that. Don't ever Langston get respectfully, Langston. Appreciate you, big dog. You're a Knick. Once a Knick, always a Knick. Deuce is better than him right now. Right now. Sick of these niggas disrespecting Deuce McBride.
But I hold on a second. I like Langston Galloway. I thought he
was decent.
I thought Langston Galloway was Tim Hardaway Jr. I thought they were similar, but Tim Hardaway Jr. turned out to be better, more consistent, even though he is streaky. At this point, Deuce McBride, because see, as Knicks fans, we got hyped because it was Deuce, Grimes, Obi, and Sims sometimes in the summer games, and they won MVP. I think they won the whole tournament, whatever it was. The one thing about Deuce that I think when you when you did compare him to Ben Gordon, I disagree with the first thing. Looking back on it, is defensively. Especially after last night. And by the way, Steph Curry did attempt 3 shots in the first quarter.
In the first quarter, okay.
But especially defensively, this is night and day compared to Ben Gordon, in my opinion. Ben Gordon is not harassing Steph Curry like this. Maybe he could, but he played, I think, 46 minutes last night also.
46 minutes last night. Josh Hart, 48 minutes from Josh.
48 minutes. He played the whole game. We'll get to Josh in a second. Deuce McBride, his first rest was 46 minutes, 3 minutes into the first quarter. And he sits for a minute and a half. Steph Curry gets back in the game. Deuce McBride gets back in the game. So he was matching McBride's minute with Steph Curry, even though I don't think Steph Curry played. He didn't play no 46 minutes. Steph Curry played, 8.5. Steph Curry played 33 minutes.
Oh, he didn't even crack 35. Okay.
Right. But I again, that's what Thibodeau still kind of confuses me because, but we talked about I think Deuce McBride, where he does relate to Ben Gordon is it looks awkward for somebody to get that high on the jump shot and just be that consistent. And when they're good, it's like, oh, damn, he really is. No matter where Deuce McBride shoots from, they have that. Immediately, I'm reminded of Ray Allen. Ray Allen, no matter what, not that he's like Ray Allen in
short-term memory, just to the next shot.
I would think that it's short-term memory that helps you get to the next shot. But also, Ray Allen says, I don't care if I'm shooting into a basket, into a garbage can. I don't care where that shot is. My form does not change.
Oh, yeah.
Every single time. And Deuce McBride has that form, even in the paint. He'll shoot like that.
That's a great point, baby.
And I love that's why I love watching him play. Because it's he's
man. I like that. Kid. Fabe, think about this, bro. For the last season and a half, 2, 3, whatever, we fell in love with Emmanuel quickly. Like, he fell in love with that kid. I know I did. I know you loved him too. I'll speak for you right now. You loved him too. We did not give a damn about giving up Emmanuel quickly because we got Deuce McBride.
No, don't say that.
We didn't give a damn. We gave up.
Speak for yourself.
We gave up. I'm speaking for myself. We gave up quickly and immediately paid Deuce McBride. Immediately. Made quickly a part of the deal and then gave Deuce McBride $13 million for 3 years, locked him up and said, we want to go forward with you. This is the facts. Did we have to sweeten the pot to get OG? Maybe. But the fact still remains, if you're comfortable enough with going forward with moving IQ, knowing that you have Deuce McBride, you have faith in that kid. That lets me know that Tibbs thinks highly of him. Leon Rose thinks highly of him. A bunch of guys.
to go. Okay, by we you meant all of us. Excuse me, including our fake relationship we had with Leon Rose and and Tom Thibodeau, because again, the body language doctors that we are, the subliminal messaging I get from Tom Thibodeau when he'll call out players on the low, directly in public. There was no calling out Deuce McBride like that. And Deuce struck that first game against, it wasn't against, I want to say maybe Philly. What was the first game we traded them when they played? Was it Philly or
Ooh, first game after the OG trade?
Yeah, because Deuce wasn't really himself yet. It took him like 1 or 2 games where I'm like, yo, he's not really confident. And against Philly, Randall had a bad game, had like 8 points or something like that. And Deuce went off though. We were like, uh-oh, what's this? Okay. Is he the backup point guard? Then that became a question. Now it's like, remember, it got to the point where we were like, yo, hold on. It's time to pat ourselves on the back.
Yes.
This is why you should be watching AllBall TV. This is why you should be watching Flea, watching Fabian, in spite of what Fish says in the comments. Does Fabian look like an AAU track coach? In spite of what Fish is saying.
Not a basketball coach. Not a basketball coach. He said. That's why it's funny, bro. Because he's not a basketball coach. Fish said you look like a fucking track coach. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. That's hilarious.
In spite of all that, we were talking Deuce McBride and Jalen Brunson, and why aren't they having any more minutes together? From the beginning.
I brought it up. I asked, does Thibodeau ever play these guys together? Why doesn't he?
I'm not trying to give you 100% credit either. I'm trying to share the credit. I don't know
No,
who's
both of us. No, we both. Yeah, my brother. We both spoke about.
No. I'm selfish right now. I want to know who the first person was to say it, because after whoever stated it, we were like, yo, hold on. I know they're both 6'1", 6'2". We get it.
Okay, be honest. I was the first person to bring up. Hey, I asked a question. Let me be honest first. He should be. I said, Faye, does Thibodeau play these guys much together? Because I'll be interested to see what that looks like. And you was like, I don't think they have too many lineups with Brunson and McBride together. As soon as I saw the starting lineup last night, what did I do? I texted you immediately. I said, yo, this is who they starting tonight. I figured you was on your way to work. I'm like, yo, this is who they starting tonight. And I was pleasantly surprised.
No. This is different. Because I saw people saying, well, if Deuce could come in here and DiVincenzo come, why can't they start? Why can't you trade with Donovan Mitchell? I'm like, Donovan Mitchell don't play defense like this.
No, he don't sit in the chair like that. No, I think he's a capable defender, but Deuce is like, this is how I'm gonna stay on the floor. Donovan Mitchell's gonna stay on the floor because his name is Spider, because he averages 28 points a game, like that kind of stuff. That's why, because he's such a tough cover. That's why Donovan Mitchell's gonna stay on the floor. Deuce McBride stays on the floor because Deuce plays defense every possession. He may not be getting stops every possession, but effort every possession, contesting every possession, rotating on every possession, communicate, all that. For a young guy like that to be so locked in on the defensive end, and he's working on his jump shot, just becoming a better player. Get the fuck out of here, Langston Galloway.
Yeah, no. That's he's clearly better than Langston Galloway.
Clearly, he clears Langston right now. What are we talking about?
Is there anything else that stands out about besides his shooting and his defense? I think everyone's going to talk about that. The fact that I don't want to be too impressed by 46 minutes either. I'm not gonna lie, bro. You're 20 years old. You better be. You better be out here going crazy.
I'm impressed every time I hear him speak. So every time I hear the dude speaks, maturity, humility, thanks God before he even talks, before he even says anything about the game, anything about all praise to God. Like that's Breen asked him last night. Was it Breen? Whoever asked him last night. And they asked him, like, yo, what is going on with this sudden emergence in your game? Like, what? He said, first, I want to just thank God. But I've seen him do that 3, 4, 5 times. Now, you know, I'm not saying that you got to be like that, but what I'm just saying is that just adds to his character, who he is as a person. That's what I'm starting to really like fall in love with about this guy, man. Pause. But like, he's just like the culture that we're bringing. He embodies everything about it, right? So that, man, like this kid Deuce, man, everything that he's doing for us. Just another piece, another guy that game 5 against the Miami Heat down in Florida, fourth quarter, 5 minutes left, and we need a big bucket, or we need a big stop, or we need something, a play, something. He could be one of those guys, right? Definitely be one of those guys.
Should we continue to just see whoever OKC trades in the second round and just trade or drafts? Whoever Oklahoma City Thunder and Sam Presti drafts, we just trade for them?
That's not a bad call. That's not a bad call.
And a shout out to, we'll react to LeBron and JJ Redick in a second. He talked about how Sam Presti, like the best, if once he gets his team, he's gonna hire whoever's the best drafters are. In college, so he played at West Virginia with Bob Higgins, with Higgy, whatever. Deuce
went to West Virginia. He played for Bob Huggins.
I would say Higgins.
Yeah. Huggy Bear.
Like, what do you remember about him in college? If you remember anything.
Absolutely remember him in college. Started watching him because big shout out to Are We Live. Go check my podcast out on Instagram, y'all. Some really, really dope interviews with some of the best hoopers to ever touch a rock. I got a lot of guys up there that gave some great content. But anyway, talking to Truck, talking to Daryl Truck Bryant. Truck went to West Virginia, and he was talking about this kid that's at West Virginia that could really, really possibly get drafted. I'm like, I gotta lock in and take a look at this kid. He's like, yo, Flea, take a look at this kid. This kid is tough. He's gonna be better than me. And Truck ain't got a humble bone in his body. Truck gonna tell you he's better than you right now. So when he said that this kid is special and you need to go take a look at him, I immediately went and took a look at him. And I'll be honest, NBA didn't jump out to me. The NBA being a possible lottery, not a lottery pick, but a draft pick didn't jump out to me. He was a good player, right? Everything about him says that he's going to continue to play professionally. But the league, I'll be honest with y'all, I didn't see it. So that's why I'm so impressed by like the leaps and bounds that Deuce is making as a pro. So, and he played for one of the toughest coaches. So be honest with you, playing for Tibbs is light. Playing for Tibbs is light for him. He's walking in the door, had already played 3-4 years for a guy that, was just, everybody that I've talked to that's played for Bob Huggins says two things. Said it's hard as hell to play for him, but I loved playing for him. So, you take that however you want to take it. But for Deuce, playing for Tibbs, I'm sure he's challenged because it's on a pro level. But this kid has been challenged before, and that's why he's stepping up to the challenge. That's why he's become a guy that is in our rotation. He's important. At this point, right or wrong, Fabian, he's an important piece on our roster. He's just not a piece. He's important.
Nah, he's vital.
Yeah.
I think without him, we don't win yesterday. We don't win without him yesterday.
No.
Just the shooting, we already covered that he's bottom right corner, or the right corner is his spot. OG's left corner, like we're figuring out our guy spots. That seems to be his by the bench. His father went to, is it Walt McBride? He went to Xavier, and his mother was a tennis player in Ohio State. But his mom went to his pops went to Xavier, and his brother is playing basketball for the Bayer Giants, Leverkusen in Germany. So his whole family is just athletic.
Another pro. Yeah.
Right. But I didn't think about that. I don't know. I didn't know Huggins was even tougher than Tibbs. Makes sense now. The fact that he's coming into the league, like I said, he's the last guy out of all the kids, right, that is left. Because Grimes is gone. Sims is still. Well, I don't know if you consider Sims is still a kid, but a part of that crew.
Young, but the kids, yeah. Obi gone, IQ gone, RJ gone, Quentin Grimes gone. Yeah, all of our young players for the most part aren't with the team, but I like our roster.
Yeah,
I like our roster.
I don't know if we could say Deuce plays bigger than what he is. I just think he plays big time. He's gonna be, again, last night there's no winning without him. 46.5 minutes. Josh Hart 48 minutes. He's to have a guy there side by side with Brunson. So now Brunson can operate with you in the corner, have spacing. You can handle the ball a little bit. Brunson hit a shot from the right corner at one point. I think a pass from Deuce going underneath the basket, straight cash.
How he do it? I don't know what the fuck he be. He be doing something by his nose. I be doing whatever that shit is. Yeah, whatever that shit is. Yeah, there you go. Whatever that shit was. I just threw up a bunch of gang signs just now. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, but
I don't know what you're talking about. And so, but I think that's what he brings to the game because DiVincenzo brings it also. And I think, of course, when we talk about trading for who and Devin Booker comes to mind. Even we like Mikal Bridges as our number one guy to join the team because of fit and everything. But Booker makes the most sense because he can do all that stuff easier than everybody else. That's that's his skill, is to do all of this and hold the ball. Like he's a super version of, he's a combination of Deuce and DiVincenzo, except for the defense. Even Booker doesn't play defense like McBride.
Fabian, we are on the cusp of winning 50 games.
Talk about it.
We are on the cusp of winning 50 games and have not been fully healthy since the first week of the season. When did Mitch go down? Maybe I'm exaggerating, but Mitch went down.
It was November.
It was very early. And we're in the position to win 50 games, maintain a top 4 seed.
But talk about it. The first
that's being average.
But no, talk about it. The first
being average. That's not average.
No, the first back-to-back 40-win seasons.
In 23
they just talk about that.
In 23 years. The first time the Knicks have won back-to-back 40 games in 23 years. Now let's get this out the way. That's shitty. That's not good. That ain't good. Let's get that out the way first. That's not good. But what we gonna do? Worry about 10, 15, 20 years ago? No. We here. It's today, March 19th, 2024. So we got to deal with the now. And the now is most recent last season, which we were a 40-plus win team. And this season, we now have 41 wins. If we finish 10-5 in the next 15, like I said, we have opportunity to hit 50 right on the dot. Vegas had us being, I think, 500 this year. When the numbers came out in Vegas this year, I think they had us at 41-41. We at 41 already. So I don't know how that's average. I don't know how that's,
I don't think you say like an average team. There's no way we're average at this point. And that's the other thing about last night before we get to Josh Hart.
You see that logic? I'd be wondering if people
it is average if 8 teams make
read
the playoffs
logic.
And y'all 4th. That's average. Sorry, Flea. No, come on. That's
logical.
No.
Stay there for a second, because I be moving on logic and not always trying to be fucking funny. If you're a top 4 seed in your conference, you're one of the better teams in your conference. There's 30 teams in the NBA, 15. If you're top 4, let's really do the math. What the fuck are we talking about? What are we talking about? I love to have fun, bro. I love to have fun, but when I deal in logic, people don't want to deal in logic all the time. They just want to always clown the Knicks. Let's deal in logic. Do the math. Move on, man.
I know when when Flea he got the suit and the tie on, right? And he's trying to be too casual. No. What is the comments gonna go like this?
Yo, I love this shit, but yo, we an easy lick, right? That's fine. Be an easy lick. We're always gonna be an easy lick. I'm fine with that. But I'm not gonna be an easy lick with niggas not making sense. That I'm not doing.
Not at all. He said, Logic, y'all not much better than last year and still ain't going past second round.
Like I said, anyway, let's go. That's
yeah,
how you know.
But we need those comments because you're just not watching the games, especially last night where we would have lost against the Warriors last year. The Warriors still have like when that's why again Draymond being Draymond.
The loudest niggas about the Knicks don't watch Knicks basketball. The people that be the loudest that want to talk about the Knicks don't watch them. We 15 games left, 14 games left. I promise you, the niggas that's the loudest about the Knicks might have maybe watched 5 games, maybe.
But I think the proof of that again is last night's game because I don't like Draymond coming back and he brought the Warriors where they are. No matter what your feelings are on Draymond, their record with Draymond and without him is 2 completely different teams. They just are. And last night you see it when they go on their run. It's like, oh, this is championship ball. I see it. I can feel the pressure from the Warriors when they go, oh, it's time to turn it up. And Steph Curry last night was like, we played too inconsistent. I don't forget about the 6th seed. Let's just make the playoffs because even if we made the playoffs, what are we? This is what we're going to show up as? So he's even saying we suck, basically. But to me, I see the championship style of play from them in spurts, but they can't be consistent about it because they don't have the team together. Clay is older. Draymond is older. Steph is older. Kuminga looks like a beast, but he ain't ready yet.
That they have to rely on a lot of their youth, right? They still got the ace card in the hole. Steph Curry's always going to be an ace card, right? Like that's always going to be a trump card. That's always going to be, one of them that's like, oh, okay, the nuclear gun, him. So everybody don't have that, but they rely a lot on Kuminga. They rely a lot on Podziemski. Podziemski starts now for them, right? So where's Looney? Looney has lost his spot. Is he hurt or did he lose his spot to Jackson Davis? Right? Like what? They're a completely different team and they rely a lot on their youth. And you'll win some games with still having Draymond, Steph, and Clay, but you'll lose some games because some of these guys just haven't been there.
But I also feel like I can still see when they pushed to put the pressure on us, Steph, they kept coming back into the game. And then, the Warriors would just miss these layups. Jackson Davis would miss layups. They couldn't complete their comeback, but a huge part of that is because all of a sudden, Draymond talking about us, the way we're relentless, the way he's talking about, Brunson in particular, the way he got at them. I'm trying to look for the Draymond Josh Hart comment because he was saying Josh Hart was 4 triple doubles.
He ain't never had a triple double before in his life,
right? 5 triple double, before this season. So 48 minutes. Again, we don't win without him either. These guys are just big time. I think I saw somebody asking who's more valuable between Josh Hart and OG, and it's like he's not in the same class as OG to me, in my opinion. But that's only because if Josh Hart is 3 inches taller, he's a different kind of player. Now we're talking about some other kind of lunatic.
How many players can you name in the NBA right now that do what Josh Hart does? And I mean, I'm sure you could, but I'm not.
No, you cannot. No, you can't.
No, you can name some guys that do similar things that he does, but like
what?
The motor that he plays with. Like playing 48 minutes, Draymond said this dude never looked tired. He said every time I looked at Josh Hart, he did not look tired. He played 48 minutes against a Golden State Warriors, right? So, now don't get me wrong, he ain't got no legs. Josh Hart shot 5 for 18. He didn't shoot well.
I want to ask you that. Every time he shoots, I could tell it's short. Every time.
he exerts so much energy defensively, cleaning up the glass, trying to play make, trying to get other guys open. A lot, reminiscent to what Draymond does for Golden State, right? A lot of the things he does. Now, Draymond is more of an initiator than Josh Hart. I'm not going to confuse the two. I'm just saying a lot of the intangibles, the other stuff that everybody else don't want to do, Josh Hart does that and does it at such an elite level, right? Every time I turn around, this dude got 10 plus rebounds. I'm like, damn, he be out rebounding 7-footers, guys that need to be cleaning up the glass. He cleans it up. Then he play makes too. It's like, damn, you look up, he got 11 assists. Like, Jesus Christ. Okay, I'll tack on a little 10 points. And so those triple doubles let you know that, like, he's working hard. Clearly not stat padding, but it's just a hard night's work, right? After a hard night's work, you look at the stat sheet and be like, damn, Josh was everywhere. How many? Then we saw, I want to know, how many charges did he take? How many fouls did he have? How many deflections did he have? How many contested jumpers did he have? How many contests did he have? Like all of those other things too that don't show up in the box score on the stat sheet. He's up there too. 50-50 balls. How many times did he dive on the floor? I bet he probably leads the team in dive balls, right? Like so many different things that this dude does that don't show up in the stat sheet that helps us win games.
Before I look up Josh Hart stats, the last 10 games, going into the night, the last 9 games, Deuce McBride was shooting 41.5% from 3, 42% from the field. Last night he was 6 and 9 for 3, so that put him up to 46% from 3 and 46% from the field. 11 points per game in the last 10 games for Deuce McBride. So he's playing out of this world. I forgot to look up the minutes for those 10 games.
No pressure. Yeah. No pressure. There's no expectations. I can just grow gradually, continue to elevate, continue to get better. Y'all not asking me to start in place of Jalen Brunson. Y'all not asking me to do that, right? On a consistent basis, right? Y'all not asking me to spell him and make this like this. They're giving the opportunity for this kid to get really, really comfortable and just build his confidence. So I like how they're bringing him along.
But I am questioning, like, since in those 10 games, he has 4 games over 40 minutes. 3 of those are over 45 minutes. Why? It was the Pelicans, Cleveland Cavaliers, Atlanta Hawks, and now Golden State Warriors. Why didn't he play that many minutes against Philly, against Orlando? Maybe it's a matchup thing. But even the first Warriors game, he played 22 minutes. I think, again, I would think that's credit to Tom Thibodeau to let him play 46 minutes last night, almost a whole game, and let him run around with Steph Curry, because that's not it's inconsistent minutes with Deuce McBride. And right at this point, he needs consistent minutes. 20, 25 minutes a game, he needs that. Demanding.
They asked him, and I might butcher the question. I'm paraphrasing. I don't have it verbatim, but Breen asked him at the end of the game something in regards to, you did pretty well against Steph Curry in the first half. What do you attribute that to? Like, how did you prepare? And the first thing that came out of Deuce's mouth was like a lot of film. Again, this dude is a third-year player, man. Like, so I find a lot of maturity from that dude, right? A lot of maturity from him. Not okay. Anybody could say they watch film, but how I say something and how you say something are two different things, right, Fabian? You could say something, I could say something, and it could mean two different things. I was fully engulfed in what that dude was saying post game, because like I believed everything he said. Everything he was saying with conviction. Obviously hyped about the win, hyped about what he was able to contribute to the team, but he spoke with conviction in everything that he said, man. And that's a sign of a confident young man. I think he could turn that into just continuing to become a better player. Better than Langston Galloway.
You got a gripe with your man.
Nah, I'm clipping this up. He gonna get Langston Galloway. I rock with Langston, but no, Deuce is better than him.
And I want to say Langston Galloway had the same amount of potential. Like for me, like I saw the potential, but there was never this leap. There was never this game against Steph Curry, a star player, 46 minutes, the defense like this. I was like, oh nope, he's proven now. Now we're looking to compare you to Ben Gordon. That's why I think that's what's really getting to you, because it's like you compare him to Ben Gordon. This guy went all the way down to like no. Deuce McBride is not.
That's a shot at me too. That's a shot at me as well. And that's how he evaluates him, which I'm fine with if you feel like he's Langston Galloway. I want to refute that as much as I can, but I'm fine if that's what your eyes tell you. I can't tell you what your eyes tell you. That's cool. But I like Deuce so much that I feel like it's disrespectful that you saying, oh, he reminds me of just Langston Galloway. Langston Galloway was on the team when this dude, we were a 17-win team. Derek Fisher was our coach. Like that 11 points Langston Galloway averaged in like 47 games that year is not the same as the 8 points or 7 points or whatever Deuce is averaging right now on a good team. And that was my point with my brother. I'm like, okay, the numbers are comparable, but I'm saying Langston was in a position where he wasn't playing for nothing, playing freely, do whatever he wants to do. There was no expectation, no meaningful games, nothing. That was a horrible team. Y'all remember that Derek Fisher team? Horrible. McBride is playing on a playoff team.
And it tells you how bad Phil Jackson is as an executive. Yeah, but just again, it's easy to make James Dolan a villain. He's been a villain, but he has spent money on let's do this the right way. Phil Jackson's a basketball guy. He knows what to do. Clearly did not know what he was doing. You hire that Derek Fisher, that's crazy. So who again, you know better than me, I want to choose the right word, development of a player under Derek Fisher, first year coach with Langston Galloway. It sucks. Deuce McBride developing under Tom Thibodeau. Again, another example of where are you guys at? Thibodeau that was the not you can't develop on the Tibbs. You can't develop on the Tibbs. That rhetoric is gone. Gone. I have not heard anybody say that in quite some time. Brunson is now a part of this. Randall's a part of this. Mitchell Robinson is countless players that are now a part of this. So,
I mean, Jimmy Butler developed under Tom Thibodeau. I hate when people try to spin that narrative on Tibbs like you can't develop under Tibbs. Joakim Noah developed under Tibbs, became a defensive player of the year. Like it's such garbage.
Right.
People.
Shout out to Daniel Artest. He said, I don't think Phil Jackson ever wanted the job. He just took the money. Yo, do me a favor. Let me know how you guys like replying on Twitter. Is it the reply button? Because that's crazy to me how I could see your tweets on YouTube or on StreamYard. I don't want to get into why Phil Jackson he never wanted the job. If you never wanted the job, we should be putting your name on fire if that's the case, Phil Jackson.
Yo,
you should never talk about what you call it, the saging and the we call it the
bro, that's
the
such a
Zen master
for us. That oh my god, that's such a tough time. Like
you can develop under Tibbs. It's tough to stay healthy under Tibbs. I mean, I guess it is fair, but I don't know. Like OG is injury prone, and Randall was a workhorse, but I think Mitchell Robinson's injury prone. Like who's not? I don't see Josh Hart getting hurt. Maybe they're gonna run down he's gonna have to find a way to get rest before the playoffs.
But I think to what Fish is saying is that he requires so much out of his players, right? Like, you talk about when he was in Chicago, you talk about when he was here, but people don't forget he was in Minnesota for a cup of coffee, right? That was a playoff team. That was you know what I'm saying? And so guys got hurt during that stretch too. At one point, I think Cat got hurt under Tibbs, so I do understand what Fish is saying. But again, injuries are injuries. Injuries happen. That's just a part of it. But if we want to tie Tibbs in, yeah, Tibbs requires so much from you as a player, not only, offensively, but all 5 guys, I need y'all on a string playing defense. All 5 guys, not just my best defender. So Knicks Rehab, I got to jump out of here, man.
Do you have 2 seconds before we I'm sorry. If we could talk about your reaction to JJ Redick and LeBron James, the God sent podcast that they've graced us with, that we've been praying for this whole time.
I mean, comments and attitudes like that is what's going to is what's going to create the divide in this critiquing their podcast. Look, I think I said it to you last night. It has become a culture of I know more than you, you know more than me, or you don't know anything and I don't know anything, or your credentials don't make you fit to talk basketball, or my credentials don't make me fit to talk back. Like, it's become, and it's cyclical now. Like, it's everywhere. If you look at a bunch of different circles, whether that's small sports media circles or big sports media circles, the goal is, one, to get into a back and forth debate, and then 2, to let me show Fabian why he can't be on screen with me, and Fabian, let me show Flea why he can't be on screen with me. And it becomes personal. It just takes away from the purity of this game that I feel like we all love, right? I think we all got a love for the game of basketball, right? So I think it just takes away from the purity. This right here, I think, just as Flea got to, what he say? That nigga's crazy. What he say?
He said Flea got to go, but someone keeps ringing the bell.
Yo, Fish, I love Fish, man. Fish is awesome. No, but just, I think this podcast is great for people that want to learn the game, for people that, want to get some insight on LeBron James, for people that enjoy JJ Redick's content, because it's more, like you said, there's an agenda to push promoting the game today, which that's all we can live on, is the game today, and learning the game, right? That podcast started with, they were breaking down different sets, thumbs up, thumbs down, horns, a bunch of different sets that everybody in basketball runs. But I thought that was so dope to start it off with the name of it, definition, and he's just kicking it, telling you what it is. People could say what they want. They're like, I mean, I knew that already, right? You're going to get a lot of people like, oh, I know that shit already. He ain't telling me nothing new. But then you're going to get a lot of people that have no clue, right? Have no clue. They watch the game of basketball and they just watching it because I love Anthony Edwards. But I don't know what sets Minnesota runs, when probably Minnesota runs some of the most intricate sets that you could probably run. But you would never know because, you're not familiar with the terminologies of the game of basketball. And I think that is what they're going to provide us. Now, all the entertainment side of it, I don't know how entertaining it will be. But information wise, being able to take something away from those kind of conversations, and not just stories, not just anecdotes, not just fly shit talking fly. I'm talking about a coach, a guy who just got hired as the JV coach in a shit high school, could sit down with that, and it would really help him prepare for becoming a coach. A player can sit down. He's not getting minutes because he doesn't understand. Braun said, yo, I hate when I come out of timeouts and niggas don't remember to play. We coming out of a timeout. How you don't remember to play? That can help you, right? Knowing, okay, this is how you break it down. This is how you break, okay, pop, right? So I just think for the basketball purists, for the guys who's not looking for, all the banter and all the back and forth, because there's plenty of that out here. But for the guys that's not looking for that, I think they're going to hit this out the park with that type of thing.
I know you got to run, so you can just jump off whenever you want. But in the meantime, I poke fun at them. LeBron at one point called himself like I was 8 years old, and
I
you
knew
know,
you. I knew you was gonna hate that part. I
no,
knew.
I didn't listen. LeBron is 8 years old. He's saying his coaches told him, "I've never seen anyone like this in my life," and then he's saying, you know, I was, maybe I was chosen to do this. So
I love it.
I can make fun of it, but I love it.
Yeah, come on.
I like, if we're being 1,000% honest, who else was the chosen one? There's nobody came in with that much hype. Nobody came in. He's 8, 9, 10 years old watching Michael Jordan. We're making Michael Jordan out to be, come on, Michael Jordan, Mike Tyson when I was younger. All these guys were just larger than life. So LeBron is coming into an era like, we all felt like, oh, those are superheroes. So for LeBron to be 8, 9 years old and the coach telling him like, yo, and then the older he's getting, he's like,
get in your bag.
Y'all,
get in your bag. I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna jump over. Get in your bag. I'm listening.
He's like, how are y'all not understanding what I'm doing? Like, how come you can't see what I'm seeing? You guys are just doing a bunch of nothing. And so for me, I think LeBron is LeBron. He's amazing. I'm hoping to see out of this show what Gilbert Arenas does on his show when they go back and forth about the game. Because when it's Rashad McCants and Cheryl Swoops and I think is Nate Norris Cole in the last episode and Gilbert Arenas, they're going back and forth about basketball. But now you have a polished version of that, and LeBron and JJ Redick sitting there. And I'm thinking, when I saw a trailer, I'm like, oh, this would be dope if they add graphics to it. Like, you have way too much money, LeBron, ESPN, JJ Redick, to not add graphics. And that's the first thing you saw was them adding video to what they were saying. I said, oh no, this is going to be out of this world. The potential of that show is what we've all been. If you love ball and all the horns, I don't understand all that horns talking. When I say thumbs down and thumb for, I'm gonna learn from them if I watch it. They can invite Gilbert Arenas up there, right? And lend and take his audience and invite these people on here to talk basketball on this platform and let everyone know, yo, this is how we get down. This is why we respect Gilbert Arenas. Even though you know him for XYZ and he's crazy and he goes off, yeah, but he comes on here, he has to talk basketball now. This is how we gain respect for each other. This is how we look at LeBron and we go, oh, damn, LeBron is a savant. JJ Redick is sitting there going, like, he's doing what the coaches do, and he's a star. He's processing all these things. All we've ever heard about was LeBron's, photographic memory or whatever it is. So I make fun of him all the time. The more he talks, the more I say, all right, this is all great, but you don't you don't do the animalistic stuff on the court that I wish you would do, that Michael Jordan did or whatever. But remember, Kobe wanted to do this. Kobe got an Oscar award, and he was trying to provide the entertainment, produce this side of them as basketball guys, and go, we can make a show better than ESPN and them because we've really been there before. So now we're going to be the soldiers at war, telling you how war really was. You can't really beat that. You can't really beat that. Like, we just me and Flea, we were just here earlier. We were just talking about Draymond Green doing a podcast after a Knicks game, after the Warriors played the Knicks, and we fast forwarded right to, what do you have to say about our team? There is no way I can never replicate what Draymond Green is doing. I don't care what level of basketball you played on. Draymond Green just finished a professional basketball game against your favorite team, and now he's sitting down to critique the game. That has never been done before in the history of basketball. All you ever seen this on was like director cuts for a DVD, right? For a movie, where you see what the director has to say about the movie scene. And now you get to actually watch the actors talk about the movie scene right after the movie is finished. That's what this is going to feel like with Draymond Green, and with LeBron and JJ Redick. In their case, it's going to be like them talking about the movies and how to make a movie, which is basketball, from their point of view, because it hasn't been done before. And again, do they have like godlike complexes when they talk, and do they want people to feel like they have cult-like followings and They do come off that way. But all that really matters is you got to have that kind of feeling to talk to a camera by yourself, even with the comments right here. You got to come off that way a little bit and be that confident and not think about anything else. But the people need to hear this. That's part of being this person on camera. So they have that. But also, I think what we all want to know about is give us the inside scoop from LeBron's point of view. That is the ultimate. Michael Jordan never did this. LeBron, he's the anti-Jordan, right? Mike ain't sitting there telling you how he really feels about Isaiah Thomas. And LeBron might not tell you how he really feels about other players, but they could tell you why we drew up that play, why he was mad at what she got Mario Chalmers. Right? Like, I'm mad at him because of this. The best thing possible would be if JJ Redick and LeBron speak on how they were wrong and why they were wrong. As like, imagine LeBron telling you why I was wrong in this play. And it's like, whoa, the GOAT? The GOAT said why he was wrong? That'll be, you might pay $5.99 a month to hear something like that. Fabian perspective, expected, so accepted. Shout out to Flea, All We Live. Tune into him on Instagram. Shout out to AllBall. Well said, Fab. You get it. I always get it. Mel, what's wrong with you? I got a feeling it's going to be a pro Braun channel. You have not looked into any of our videos. GM's the Land Empire 2. You better go back and look at our videos, bro. You must be new to the channel. He said this is a pro LeBron channel, y'all. Oh, the first punchline of the night. Good take, but don't fall for it. Those channels are made to destroy other channels because the guys don't like to be criticized. The players today don't like to be criticized. Oh, I fully agree. That's part of why we get to make this channel, though. We get to take what they say and go, what is he talking about? We got Flea here. We got Fish here. We got Mel. All these guys understand basketball and they played ball. Gil wants to do his show in Club Shay Shay. He's not a serious person, minus with his son. But guaranteed Gilbert Arenas does the LeBron James, JJ Redick show, Fish. Guaranteed. There's no way possible he doesn't do it. And they're going to talk basketball. And GMs in Land Empire 2. Remember, they can do whatever they want to do. It's up to us to watch it and critique it and break it down. And we have other options out there. And the reason why, again, it's important is because, like I told Dime all the time, shout out to Dime Dropper, you talk all this and that about coaching and the right way to talk about basketball. But Tim Legler is a guy that's popular for doing that. And you don't go out. What was the last time you went out and searched for Tim Legler content? The only reason why I know who Sam Merrill is because Tim Legler stamped him. I know where to find Tim Legler at. So I try to find these things and listen to these people all the time, but we all don't do that. So it's great for LeBron James to anoint JJ Redick, basically what he did as a clutch, the top tier clutch media guy. Because you see, I don't know if y'all seen, Draymond is mad about that. Draymond is mad. I'm not even gonna pull it up, but Draymond is mad that LeBron did his show before. Did JJ Redick podcast before his. More than likely, they'll invite Draymond to his show. And Draymond's another guy that they could break the game down. You hear the inside analysis from all these dudes, but I gotta get running. Fabian perspective, expected, so accepted. Live and direct, Fabian perspective. We gotta choose. What do you want to hear? Live and direct, Fabian perspective, or Fabian perspective, expected, so accepted. The second one's a tongue twister. Till next time. AllBall TV. You already know the motto. They scared, but I'm not.